working on Oracle recently as a director of product management of Oracle Golden Gate, right? Can you share with
Hmm.
us a little bit how was the experience and how you started to focus your career in Oracle Golden Gate?
Um, how did I focus my career on Oracle Golden Gate? That really has to do while I was at in between two consulting companies, Bias Corp here in Atlanta, and then of course the Incotech Group. And so when I left Bias, I was doing a lot of conferences. That's where I met Alex. That's where I met a few other people. Um, and then I went from Bias to Incotech, got included in that group, and was very, like I said earlier, very, very grateful for that. And
Hmm.
at that point in time, I was still doing a lot of Oracle Enterprise Manager presentations, right? Doing a lot of presentation works on those type of things and everything. And then it was probably about a year in, probably about a year into my conference, conference light, conference, whatever you want to call it. I started seeing that, it went from really two or three people talking about Oracle Enterprise Manager to seven or eight. More, the conferences kept having more and more of us talking about OEM. And then I was just kind of like, well, what else can I do to break out from this crowd? And I was like, well, I've been doing Golden Gate work, so I'll just talk about some of the things I've done with Golden Gate. And that's where I started really talking about Golden Gate, really starting to get ingrained in Golden Gate, and really started to understand the replication space and what's going on. Um, and so it was really good to do that because I kind of set myself out because it took about 2 years for everybody to really catch on and start talking about Golden Gate at conferences. And during that process, I was talking to the product managers at Oracle about Golden Gate, about what's coming, what's happening, and and then I wound up getting in. Just they asked me about being a product manager, and I was like, well, I've never done it. I'll give it a shot.
Hmm.
And so I got in the door, went over to Oracle, left Incotech, went over to Oracle, and was there for 3 years. Once you're behind the curtain of Oracle, it's a whole different world. It's a different world in terms of
Yeah.
all the frustration points that which we have on the outside here of going, why don't I get that patch faster? Why can't I get this? Why can't support do this?
It's
You
like an
learn
open door
really
that you start to
quickly from
understand what
when
is
you're
happening. Yeah.
yeah when you're a PM, you start to really understand what happens in the background, why you're not getting a patch to a particular issue
Hmm.
immediately. You're getting it maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road or something like that. So the experience overall was like that. So you take what you know of Wingate or of the product that which you've been working on for years, and then you start marrying it up to the developers on the inside, and you start going, I see what's happening, and then so you start learning a little bit more about what the coming features are. How does this feature really work? And I'll give you a case in point here, or a scenario. I'm sure if we could ask everybody to raise their hands, I would ask, has anybody seen the com error message inside of your GGS error file? CO, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
A lot of people would probably go, hmm. A lot of people would probably be like, yeah, I've seen it, but what is it? Com, that's really a reference to you don't have enough virtual memory going on for the transactions to come through the system. And so the way to fix that is that you have to jack up the memory on the hardware, and also if you're doing the integrated extracts, increase your stream's pool size. So that's something that which I only found out once I went inside of Oracle and talked to the developer who was actually running that part of extract. And it was like, okay, now I get it. And so you got to look at all these little things. So you learn a lot while you're on the inside at the same time. I guess that's where I'm going.
Right. So I suppose that was now a very great opportunity to see how these things work from the, I would say, the vendor side or things like that. Right.